Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're digging into leadership. And I don't mean the title on a business card. I mean the real, actual principles that make someone a person that others genuinely want to follow. So, what does it really take to inspire a team and get things done? Let's dive in and find out. We're kicking things off with this quote from General Colin Powell because, well, it just cuts it right to the chase, doesn't it? Leadership is not a popularity contest. Real responsibility means you have to make the right call for the team, even when it's not the popular one. Powell knew what he was talking about. Trying to please everybody is just a fast track to getting nothing done. So, if leadership isn't about being popular, then what is it? Let's break that down. At its very core, leadership is an action. It's not a position. It is completely defined by what you do, not the fancy title you hold. Okay, and this slide right here highlights a super crucial distinction. A manager, they direct tasks, right? They organize, they manage processes, they use their authority. But a leader influences people. They inspire, they persuade, and they are all about unlocking human potential to get everyone aligned on a shared vision. For a true leader, authority is the last resort, not the first move. And, as you can see here, there is no single right way to lead. Not at all. You might be more of a motivational coach or a forward-thinking visionary, or maybe a humble servant leader who always puts the team first. The most effective leaders out there are flexible. They know how to draw from different styles depending on what the situation really needs. So with all those different styles, what are the universal truths? What do all great leaders actually have in common? Well, we've gone ahead and boiled down all the expert advice into 3 essential principles that really form the core of great leadership. All right, principle number 1, and this is the bedrock for everything else. It all starts from within. Before you can even think about leading anyone else, you absolutely must be able to lead yourself first. So what does that actually mean in practice? It means that self-awareness is self-control. It's having the ability to honestly look at your own emotions and behaviors and truly understand the ripple effect they have on your team. When you're open about your own weaknesses, you're actually giving your team permission to be human, and that creates a space where they can grow and solve problems without being afraid. Okay, so once you have that foundation of self-awareness, you can move on to our second principle, leading with empathy. This is all about turning your focus outward and really connecting with your team on a human level. Now, empathy in leadership, this isn't just about being nice. It's actually a strategic tool. It means you listen to genuinely understand, not just to wait for your turn to talk. It's about caring for your team as whole people and asking the kinds of questions that get to the real why behind a problem. This, right here, is how you build unbreakable trust. Our third principle is what turns all that insight into action, driving with clarity. See, you can be self-aware and you can be empathetic, but if you want to lead a team through chaos, you have got to be the one who lights the way forward. And this brings us right back to General Powell's playbook. He said great leaders are great simplifiers. They know how to cut through all the noise, the debate, the doubt, and turn something complex into a clear path that everyone can get behind. They persuade by explaining the why so every single person understands exactly how their work fits into the bigger picture. Okay, so we have the core principles, but how do you actually develop these skills? Well, here's the best news you'll hear all day. Leaders aren't born, they're made. These are all skills that absolutely anyone can learn and master. And it all starts with this concept right here, self-leadership. Let's just look at the key phrases in this definition. Conscious effort, and influence your own thinking. This is that internal work, the stuff you have to do on yourself before you can ever be effective leading others. So how do you practice this? Well, you treat it just like any other skill. You have to make it a daily commitment. You plan out your leadership actions. You mentally rehearse those tough conversations before they happen. And you always reflect on your performance. You have to be your own toughest critic so you can constantly get better. All right, let's get practical. It's time to turn these principles into practice. We're going to build a really simple action plan with concrete steps you can start using, like today. First up, lead by example. Never, ever ask your team to do something you wouldn't be willing to do yourself. That is the fastest way to build trust and respect. And second, always show them the why. Don't just hand out a task. Take a minute to explain how their specific contribution moves the entire company closer to its goals. Third, make collaboration the default. You have to create an environment where every single person's voice feels valued, because trust me, the best ideas can come from anywhere. And fourth, you have to actively help your team grow.
A leader's job is really to create more leaders, so give them the challenges and the opportunities they need to get there. And finally, the step that makes this all stick: ask for feedback. You have to actively go out and seek critique on your own performance. This isn't just about being humble. It's about modeling the behavior you want to see. It's about creating a culture where everyone is obsessed with getting better.
As we start to wrap up, I want you to remember this. Leadership isn't some destination you arrive at. It's a continuous journey. It's a daily practice. And really, this right here, this captures the whole mindset. There is no such thing as a perfect leader. The moment you think you figured it all out is the exact moment you start to fail. The greatest leaders out there stay endlessly curious. They are committed to being lifelong learners. So, after all the principles and the action plans, what's the ultimate purpose of leadership? I think this quote from Napoleon just says it all. At its absolute core, leadership is about inspiring a belief in a better future. A leader, above everything else, is a dealer in hope. So we're going to leave you with this final thought. We've talked about self-awareness, empathy, and clarity. We've laid out an action plan. So now the question is for you. What is the one principle you are going to put into practice today?